everyone, welcome to another edition of Frankie and Rory's Wearside World Cup Wall Chart.
You've got it now. You're really in the swing of the title.
Really
swing
into
of
it.
the tournament. Everyone's played twice.
Yeah.
We're in it.
Yes, we are certainly in and amongst it right now. It's a heat wave in the UK. It was raining where England were playing. Still had the hydration break, so
Very important, essential.
Yeah, we'll get onto them because it was a really strange one in the first half where essentially the game broke down and then restarted and then there was a hydration break. Anyway, but on today's edition of the vlogcast, we'll be talking all things England, of course, in reaction to that game against Ghana. We'll talk about Brian Brobby, of course, with a Sunderland edge on things. Talk about Granit Xhaka getting a World Cup goal. Rain delays, Norway players doing the row. Cape Verde getting another draw. Curacao get their first point. Scotland lose, but they will be hopeful against Brazil. Who knows what will happen in that one? Almiron sent off for doing that. It's quite funny. And Ronaldo's back.
Yeah, after we slagged him off as well. Yeah, I was worried that we were going to get clipped by Portuguese social media, and feels like that might be in the post now if they're watching.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Let's start with England, though, in New England, but it was very much an old England style of performance. Just couldn't break down the Ghanaian defence.
No, and we said, didn't we, on the first episode, that England, in the second game, it's always a draw. We saw it in Euro 2020. It was 0-0 against Scotland, 0-0 against USA in the last World Cup, 1-1 against Denmark in Euro 2024. And yeah, it's a hard one to dissect too much because not a lot really happened.
Well, let's talk about the starting 11 then.
Yeah.
There was a couple of changes at the back, wasn't there? Gay and Spence coming in. I thought if there was going to be changes, it would be Anthony Gordon who would have dropped down to the bench. What did you think of the starting 11?
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected Jed Spence. I think maybe we could have seen Mark A coming in for Konza or Stones. I don't think that was too much of a shock, but it didn't really work. Jed Spence did it. I don't know if there was... It did seem to be that he just wanted that more sort of defensive-minded player in comparison to Nico O'Reilly, but didn't really work for England at all.
Yeah.
The balance was off a little bit, I think, because of it. And then O'Reilly comes on and I know nearly scores, and England needed that little bit of extra penetration against the side who was just... had no plan other than to defend.
Should we give props to Ghana because they defended well, the keeper made some good saves at points, they frustrated England, essentially.
Yeah, and that's what Carlos Queiroz does, doesn't he? Like, he will set up a team like that, even when you've got an amazing attacking talent like Antoine Semenyo.
Yeah.
And in fairness, nearly caught England out a couple of times. There was the one where the player collided with Jordan Pickford.
A bit strange, that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I agree with the decision on that, though. He was studs up on Pickford. I guess some people have been saying, well, Pickford's turned his back.
No, Pickford, I think, moved out of the way because I think he knew he had cover.
Yes.
That's what I think happened.
That is a good shout. But the penalty one, I think England did get away with that. And
did VAR? Well, they must have looked at it, presumably.
Yeah, and just VAR's been a bit strange in the tournament.
I think the referees have been a bit strange. I thought the referee last night was a bit strange.
They're letting a lot go.
And then stopping for stupid things.
Yes, yeah, I would agree. I do kind of like, weirdly, how VAR is being used, though, in terms of it's not interfering too much. Like, obviously, the offsides is the main one, but they're getting solved really quickly.
Yeah.
There's not as much of a feeling in this tournament that when a goal goes in, like when you watch a Premier League game and it's like, oh, let's wait for the VAR check. I don't really feel that as much, unless like it's like, oh, he might be offside. Yeah. But it doesn't feel like they're looking for just any minor foul or, you know, like the Arsenal-West Ham goal. Like, doesn't seem like there's anything on sort of that nature, which is good, but then you get weird ones like in France's first game where he gets sent to the monitor, it looks like a penalty's going to be given, and then just nothing happens.
Strange. There was a couple of strange... Well, there wasn't a strange decision, but I think we were denied possibly one of the goals of the tournament because of VAR yesterday. Uzbekistan's goal against Portugal, which got disallowed right in the top bins, that one. But
shame.
Disallowed because of VAR. Back to England, though. Were you frustrated watching the first half in particular that Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice were still kind of set as holding midfielders?
Yeah.
And you either let one of them go or you didn't let none of them go, essentially.
Yeah, it wasn't until later on where the shackles got thrown off them a little bit more. And that was kind of what I felt.
You probably didn't need to start them both in that position.
Yeah, maybe not. I think you have to start that pairing because it is the best pairing, but you could perhaps deploy them a bit differently, which England kind of did in the second half. And that's what I thought during the first half, that Thomas Tuchel do a little bit of a Regis Labris and just solve it initially with the players that he has on and then make the changes if necessary. Obviously, he did make the changes, but it didn't work. But I think it goes back to what we said about Ghana. They had a game plan and they executed it really well and got a bit of luck with the one where Nick O'Reilly hits the bar, Harry Kane puts it over the bar.
Mortgage on that, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Smashing that in, yeah.
Like I say, I think they earned that luck. And, you know, when as Sunderland fans, we've watched Sunderland put in that type of performance that Ghana did many a time. And that is what you would say. It's like, well, we executed the game plan and we deserved that luck. So, fair enough.
The second half was better than the first, where I was at the fire station. A lot of people were kind of frustrated at the first half because nothing essentially happened. You know, but then in the second half, at least England were probing a bit more. I think the introduction of Saka made a difference. Rodgers made a difference again. Rashford huffed and puffed, but he was frustrated by the referee. I think a couple of decisions went against him. It almost makes you want to think, what does someone like Marcus Rashford, Morgan Rodgers have to do to get a start?
I think that is one for the Panama game. I'd be really tempted to bring Rashford in. I wasn't necessarily. I was quite 50-50 on whether I would have started him for this game because you know having coming on as a finisher is not a bad idea. But I think Gordon now it's 2 games where
he was a bit better. Gordon,
he was, but and you know won some fouls and things like that. But it's 2 games now where he hasn't quite had the impact. Croatia game, bit more understandable. England focused it a lot more down the right, but Madueke was quiet in this game in comparison to Croatia. If Saka's fit now, does he maybe start? But I wonder if he won't want to ring too many changes. Obviously, I think the ones at the back, I think Nick O'Reilly has to come back in for Jed Spence.
I don't think Jed Spence was that bad.
No, not terrible, but O'Reilly is just a better player.
And he's got a goal threat in him, hasn't he? But what it does do, Rory, is give a little bit of jeopardy into the final game after all the results yesterday. Panama on Saturday evening, UK time, 10 p.m. kickoff. Saturday night, though, which means people will be a bit more for it. The attendance where I was last night was higher than the first game, as I'm sure it was where you are. The appetite was more of a fever pitch than it was for the first game. We're really amongst it, as we said at the top of the program as well. And you know, Saturday night, midsummer, on the pints.
Oh, it's perfect.
It should be perfect for, you know, England fans want to see a battering of
Definitely,
Panama.
like you say.
But they've been all right, Panama.
Well, yeah, a bit unlucky again last night. And it'd be interesting to see how they approach it because Panama are out now, aren't they? So, you know, but they will still want to play for pride and probably aren't going to play like Ghana and totally just set up defensively to frustrate England. I think they'll want to, you know, play with a bit of freedom and maybe try and get 3 points. So just like I say, for that pride, but it should open it up a little bit more, hopefully. But it's like you were saying, it should be a great atmosphere. So get down the sheepfold or the fire station as well. You know,
choice is yours.
North side of the river versus south side of the river. But get down early if you come to the sheepfolds because we're expecting it to be absolutely packed. Really busy, like you were saying last night. So lots of giveaways going to be going on. We've already given away some reserve tables for that game for people who were there last night. So yeah, make sure you get down. It's Saturday night. Get on the beers. We have to be a bit more conservative with our beers since we're on horse and duty. So
it's hard,
have one for us.
Yeah, I mean, what is the approach? Do you think the appropriate approach to drinking during this?
Well, it is going to be hot, so stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. Drink responsibly. They were doing 2 pinters at the fire station last night, and a lot of people take them up on that.
Yeah.
On the 2 pinters, I guess, because you're sitting.
No, but with the hydration breaks, you don't need to get the 2 pinter. I would argue.
In the hydration breaks at the fire station last night, we give away some hydration.
Oh, excellent.
Jumped on the mic.
Yeah.
Did some World Cup questions. How many games is going to be played at the World Cup, Rory?
I literally heard this on a podcast earlier. Is it 60?
No, that's the old.
That's the old one.
Pretty much double it a bit. 104.
104.
Yeah. It's a lot of games of football. 104 games of football.
So we were about a month left.
We were going to 2 pinters and stuff like that during the hydration breaks. And let's talk about that because the first one comes. And I think a bit of common sense needs to be rolled out by the officials because there was a break in play for head injury. I think it was Jordan Ayew ended up looking like a hard-boiled egg for the rest of the game.
Like fully bandaged. It was like something out of a cartoon.
Yeah. So that was a big stoppage in the first half. And then it actually rolled over to the period of time when the hydration break should be. Lots of players went to the touchline, naturally thinking, he's obviously going to call the hydration break in here. No.
It's got to be in those little periods, all planned out as well as they can. But yeah,
because the advertisers weren't ready to go.
No, exactly. That's it. That's 100% correct. So the referees, I guess you kind of have to feel sorry for them a bit because they probably do want to exercise that common sense. But
do what Gianni Infantino tells them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or Pierluigi Collina tells them.
Yeah.
Who does what Gianni Infantino
Bald
tells
Mafia.
him. Yeah.
Shall we call it?
It's loads of Pitbull guys.
Oh,
Mr.
get him
Worldwide.
there.
Yeah.
Scotland playing in Miami tonight as well.
I think there might be, yeah.
Yeah, get Pitbull
And
there.
he's touring this summer as well.
Is Pitbull Brazilian as well?
Oh, I don't know. He's Mr. Worldwide.
Or is he? Yeah, he is Mr. Worldwide, of course. I was going to say, is he Brazilian or is he Cuban? Eventually, I'm just going to guess every Central South American country, aren't I? So let's back out of that now. But either way, he is very Miami based. So he's got to get to the Scotland game. Imagine him in a kilt, Pitbull in a kilt. Come on,
Love to see that. Let's talk about some Sunderland strands within the World Cup so far. And we, I'm sure all the Sunderland fans watching this, were absolutely delighted that Brian Brobby swept Sweden aside.
Really did as well, didn't he?
And he did brilliantly. Do you know what? I'd like to see him do a little bit more of that for Sunderland.
We never put those kind of balls
No,
to
we
him,
don't.
do we? Those 2 goals.
But that's what happens if you've got Gakpo on one side, I guess. And,
definitely.
It was Marlon on the other side, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, like the only one I can sort of think of was the second goal against Chelsea where he missed it actually, you know, when it was cut back to him and then it went in as an own goal in the finish. But if you think of Brobby's goals, obviously the Newcastle goal I guess was a little bit like that, but whipping it from a bit deeper to feet and whipping it low, we never really put that kind of ball to him,
didn't he?
And the way he can just like bash a defender away as well, which he did do for the first one. Yeah, let's see a little bit more of that. But great to see him score. Great to see like all the praise he was getting as well, because everyone like absolutely loves him because he's such like he's a combination of a throwback but also quite modern as well. So everyone just absolutely loving how he just like has defenders bouncing off him. And
I know. And there's a lot of clubs sniffing around him already.
Yeah.
This is the biggest shop window you're ever going to get. So rightfully so. He's been linked with other clubs. Hopefully he will remain at Sunderland where he's making a real name for himself. And got his career back on track as well. Let's not forget.
Yeah, I think he would be keen not to move at the minute, given the upheaval. Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah, Granit Xhaka getting his 3rd ever World Cup goal from the penalty spot. He was actually quite influential in the game as well, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he has been in both games, hasn't he? And Switzerland needed that after a bit of a disappointing first result. And quite funny how he took the penalty despite the player being on the hat trick. He was like, nope.
I'm the boss around here.
Yeah.
The big dog.
Yeah, absolutely. And then swept it in. And it's mad when you see him take penalties like that for Switzerland because it's obviously Lefay and Diarra at Sunderland. And I know Xhaka took one in the penalty shootout against Everton, but isn't one of the primary takers. And you see him taking them like that. And it's
very
like,
calm.
Yeah, why not get him on them?
Giving it that as well after he scored.
Yeah, there'd been a bit of stuff in the media, hadn't there, between, various sort of like factions within the squad, it sounds like. But yeah, silence in the doubt as he always does.
There was rain in England's game, and there's a massive rain delay as well in the game earlier this week
in the France game
as well. Yeah, I mean, it just looked like bad rain, but I think they've got, because of the way the stands are, it's
and the
quite
lightning
unsafe,
as well.
It?
Yeah, what is it like if it's within an 8-mile radius? Then they've got to wait 15 minutes. Then the players have to warm up. So yeah, I did watch the first half of that game, and then I was like, tap out.
I know.
Eventually.
Yeah.
And Iraq in that game, to be fair,
all right,
weren't terrible. And then, Mbappe scores a brilliant goal, and that's kind of it from there.
All the big guns have come out, haven't they, for this World Cup? Definitely Mbappe.
More
Did you see that
Messi.
Mbappe telling the ground staff off?
Oh, yeah, he was telling them like where to like sort of like
puddle here, get over here with your brush.
Excellent.
Puddle here, get this. And then he was like stomping around, but yeah.
He should have got involved himself. He should have let him.
He should have.
Yeah.
He should have been more impressive. But yeah, I mean, all the stars are turning out. We'll come on to Ronaldo in a second. But there's a couple of other stories we should pick up upon since the last time we were in the studio. Norway players doing that thing post-game, a real moment of the World Cup there.
Like great aesthetic. And Martin Odegaard
Theatre.
banging the drum as well. Have you seen the video of a school in Norway as well?
No.
Where teachers showing it to like a bunch of like really like little kids, like reception age, and they're like all joining into it. And it's like great to see those things in respective countries.
I love it.
And like just how much the World Cup, I know might be an obvious thing to say, but does encapsulate the whole world and captivate everyone.
It's like a Benetton advert or something. Yeah. Amazing. Cape Verde get a draw again.
Oh, that was brilliant. That was such a good game. Like, what was it? 11. It was an 11 o'clock kickoff, wasn't it? So I was like, watch the first half of this. stick the second half on in bed and maybe ended up drifting off and got the point because obviously they were 2-1 down. And I was like, I think I'm going to tap out of this now. And then the score again, 2-2. Hang on. I love the way that they play for a side who, you know, you would expect just to play a bit like, I suppose, Ghana did against England and just men behind the ball. But they're just always wanting to get forward, to a fault sometimes as well. And maybe the decision-making isn't quite there all the time. But they've got a really good chance of going through. Is it Saudi Arabia? I think their final group game. So they could win that. They could finish second. Like, that's not beyond the realms of possibility. And it would be so good.
Imagine everyone in their all-inclusives having a great time. Curacao got their first point of the World Cup.
Do you joke again? Because it happened again.
Wait, which was majority again? Oh, Margarita came on?
No, the Dick Advocat joke.
Oh, yes. And the Advocat and Curacao cocktail. Big Dick was weeping.
That
was what you were waiting for. I thought you were going to go for, what was it called? The cocktail. It's called like a rubber duck or something.
Yeah, a fluffy duck. Fluffy duck is what you said. Yeah.
Yeah, but rightful to be tearful because...
Tearful before kickoff and then at full time.
Yeah. I never heard a story that his daughter's has been really ill or something.
Yeah, so obviously he took them through qualifying and he got them to the World Cup and then he left because of his daughter's health and someone else was put in position and it looked like Advocat wouldn't be going to the World Cup, but then his daughter's health improved. So he came back into the job. It was all very amicable. Like everyone was kind of on that understanding, it seemed like, and great to see him there. Great to see them get their first point. Really big moment. And I can't remember who their last game. Oh, Ivory Coast, I think, is their final game. So, you know, if they can pull off a miracle and get a win, that'd be 4 points, and
gives us more time for more dick jokes as well.
Exactly, that's
that's
the important
what everyone
thing.
wants. That's what everyone wants. We'll touch upon the Almiron sending off.
Yeah, silly.
I think it's
silly.
just a habit they've got, you know.
Yeah, maybe. And like, imagine if you were just sort of like wiping your face
Or coughing or something like that.
And then like got pulled up for it. But, you know, I guess they know the rules, don't they? And obviously that was one of the games like at like 2-3 in the morning, wasn't it? So I'm not going to pretend I watched the 90 minutes. But by all reports, Omar Alderete had a really good game.
Yeah.
Obviously they were down to 10 men for the entire second half. So well done to him. They needed that result after getting beaten in the USA in game one.
Scotland unfortunately got beat in their game, and we're recording this ahead of their final game against Brazil. Do Scotland need to do a Ghana against Brazil and just try and defend for their lives?
That's kind of what they have been doing, though. Yeah. Like I know that was a sucker punch from Morocco to get that goal early on, and it threw the game plan out, but wasn't too impressed with Scotland against Haiti, and I know Morocco are a really good side, and I might be being a bit harsh, but I couldn't even see what Scotland were trying to do to get back into the game. And then, you know, Ross Stewart gets brought on in the 89th minute. It's like, why not give him 10 minutes more? I know they brought Lyndon Dykes on before.
I would have brought him on. I mean, I've failed to see what Lyndon Dykes brings to the Scottish national side.
I know there's a bit of loyalty there because Steve Clark's had him in the side from like when they qualified for the Euros back in 2020, but when you've got Stewart, and I don't know if there was an issue with Shankland because he didn't come on, but they need to show some. Obviously, a point against Brazil would be okay to get them through, but I think they do need to show a little bit more. McTominay, he's not really showing up. No. I know he was ill for that first game, but expected more from him. McGinn struggled in that game. There's good players there, and you know we talked about Cape Verde. I know it might be a weird thing to say given they've got a point less. But they're playing more expansive than Scotland with what is a poorer side. They don't have, you know, talents like Scott McTominay or John McGinn. I think Clark's got to get a little bit more out of them. I know it's a hard group, but it does feel like
we shall see.
It might be a bit now or never.
Yep, we shall see. Let's end this by looking at the icons who have all arrived at the World Cup, including Cristiano Ronaldo, who...
After we doubted him.
Yeah, after we doubted him as well. Did you see the free kick that he didn't take?
Yeah, the great hit as
Fantastic. Great bit of a pretend theatre when everyone's expecting Ronaldo to have a dig. Didn't get a hat-trick, came pretty close on a couple of occasions, but he took his goals quite well, didn't he?
He did, yeah. And you know, I guess it was just Uzbekistan, but you can only beat what's in front of you. And again, after, you know, we're saying about other sides who needed results, Portugal needed that. They were poor against DR Congo, who we know are a decent side, and they'll be disappointed that they got beat off Colombia last night. But with them to play Uzbekistan.
No, Siddiqui only came on again at half time.
Yeah, bizarrely. Might be time to get him in the starting lineup for that game against Uzbekistan. But yeah, Portugal needed that win. 4 points for them now, so they're definitely going to be going through. And yeah, them against Colombia, quite interesting final
I saw
game.
some of the Colombia game and the highlights this morning. They were just shooting from everywhere.
A lot of chances.
It was amazing. More of that in the World Cup. Someone who has had plenty of chances and is still scoring at an exceptional rate and playing amazingly is Leo Messi. And
apart from when it comes to penalties.
Well, he does this though.
Yeah,
he does miss penalties at World Cups.
Yeah.
Tim Vickery was saying that he's got a habit of missing penalties, but obviously he's got a great return overall.
Yeah, the first goal as well, like the dummy to leave it to him, and then just great first time finish, and then the second one right at the end of the game just keeps going, doesn't give up on it, and yeah.
Who'd have thought? 2026, you've got Modric still playing okay. Ronaldo's back. Messi seemingly playing like he's 28 again. Haaland's still banging them in as well.
Great to see Haaland still getting involved.
I thought Harry Kane was quiet last night.
Yeah, it'll be disappointing with that miss that we talked about before. He had one from range in the second half as well, but when they're just defending that deep, I guess maybe could England have brought Ivan Toney on or Watkins to get alongside them? Maybe
I thought they should have done that earlier, especially when you're looking at probably crosses was the only way to do it.
And the crosses were quite threatening as well.
Okay, Rory, that'll do for this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like the video and leave comments as well. We'd love to know how you're enjoying the World Cup or any moments that you want us to discuss or any kind of things that you think we've discussed that you disagree with or agree with. Get involved in the comments. That's how it helps the algorithm push this, and that's always appreciated. Also, follow us on social media, on Instagram, X. Is that still relevant? I don't know, but might as well use the numbers we've got there. Why not? Of course, follow Sportuno Free Play as well, who are the big supporter of this endeavour that we're doing during the World Cup. But for now, please like and subscribe. I'll see you soon.